Greetings, Keishlings, Kishin Prime here with my review of One Piece Chapter 911, Adventure in the Land of Samurai. And Tekking 101 really called that title, but then again, I guess it was a pattern. So, start off, we've got a double page cover spread, color spread, I never say it right, oh well, celebrating 50 years of the Shonen Jump magazine and 21 years of serialization for One Piece itself, chaotic entry to Wano Country, and apparently 2 covers will be like this. You got the Straw Hats doing various things, Nami's losing clothes, Usopp's being hit in the head with said clothes while dropping food. Well, they're all kind of dropping food. I think they're all heading to a party or something to commemorate the 50 years or just their own anniversary. I don't know. And a cat tried to steal Luffy's sandwich. But yeah, enough with that. It's a good one. If you look at it, you can see everything for yourself. I could be there all day seeing little things. Well, anyway, it starts off back on the beach. You've got Luffy kind of like seeing these 2 yokai like, what? Where am I? You know, what are these things? He's never seen them before, and he even calls them weird animals. And it's like, well, whatever, as long as you don't mess with my ship. And he just kind of carries on, but he's like, where am I? How did I even get here? And then he starts to remember. When they made it up the waterfall in the last chapter, they hit a whirlpool. Well, while they were in the whirlpool, Sanji's like, girls, come with me, I'll save you. And Chopper's like, take us too. And Luffy obliges by even doing like a springboard with his Gomu Gomu balloon. It's like, use me as a springboard and jump to safety, and they do, and that explains how they got separated. Really, you can't tell everyone in this little tiny picture. I would only assume 3, Chopper, Carrot, and Nami, which Sanji has definitely apparently got a thing for Carrot now. So, he'll probably definitely be, flirting with her in the future, especially if she joins the crew. Carrot for Straw Hat. But then he's like, okay, Sonny, I'll be back for you later, and the ship's even reacting, so, But the stowaway octopus has come again, and he doesn't want Luffy to leave, so they go down with the ship. And then it ended up on shore, and he's like, am I on top of the waterfall, or am I even in Wano? And then he mentions like that he lost his Viver card that's normally in his hat. And I even looked up, if anyone can clarify, which Viver card did he lose? I assume it's his own. It's the most likely one, like a piece of the one, you just tear off and give it to allies and stuff. But they've given it to all the allies. So I don't know how much of it would have been left to be in the hat. But he quickly gets over it thinking, oh, I lost it. Oh well, nothing I can do about that. Then going a little further inland, we see this snake, 2-legged snake kind of thing, being ridden by 2 people, and they have a hostage. I looked to try and find a yokai that matches this description, but no go. Well, anyway, the hostage is like, please let me go, I didn't do anything. And it's like, oh, I heard you do something. Also, she wanted her rice back. The significance later on. But they aren't having it, and they're like, nope, you're a servant of the evil Kozuki clan, and we ain't having it. We're either going to sell you off to the red light district, or just kill you outright. Which, if they were going to do that, why not do it now? You literally have them in a sack. Stupid. Villains are stupid, especially henchmen. But we don't actually get to see much of the captive's face while they're being shoved in the bag. But they quickly notice that there is a ship on the shore and at least one person. And they were in cahoots with the Hee Hee, or the Hai Hai, the giant baboon looking creature, which is known as Baboon Maru later on, but it has a tail, so it is not a baboon. Oh well, little Oda humor. Maybe he probably knows the difference. But anyway, they notice that, and it's like, it's still fighting that dog thing. What the heck? Eh. So they go rushing in. They're like, well, we'll just snipe the guy, knock him out, and just use him as another worker. You know, can always use more of those, especially when they made contact with their superior and, you know, reported the ship. So they have Luffy in their sights, and pooah, Luffy done knocked him out. Henchman 1 is now down. Henchman 2 goes to shoot, and Luffy, well, I think he did a hawk stamp, but I don't know how the gun exploded like that. It didn't make much sense. Plus, he's never done like a red hawk stamp where there would actually be fire, so this one kind of confusing, unless, because surely he would have said it if it was a, you know, a new attack. So all the bad guys are dealt with for the moment. Luffy's like, or well, he thought, I keep forgetting about henchman number 2 surviving. He tells the Hee to go attack Luffy and capture him. Well, Luffy has that, you know, animal control kind of thing going for him. I don't know if it's Conqueror's Haki or just a strong will, which I guess is Conqueror's Haki. So, yeah, Conqueror's Haki. He tamed both beasts, and the guy's just like, you're scared of this bastard? And, well, he doesn't have much to worry about because the little girl who's captive knocks him over the head with a stick. And she quickly surrenders because she was worried about what Luffy might do to her. Obviously, he's not going to attack a child. But, sorry about that in the background. Sorry about that in the background. Grandmother's sneezing. She's like, oh, well, you aren't? Well, good. This gives me a chance. And she picks off a bit of her cheek, and it becomes a dango ball, or a kibi dango, which is a millet type of dango. She tries to give it to the monkey, because it is a monkey. First it didn't want to take it, but then she was able to knock it in its mouth, and it becomes her friend. And this all goes back to the Momotaro legend, where he gave a dango, the same kind of dango actually, to each of the 3 animal allies, the pheasant, the monkey, and the dog, which the original 3 admirals, they're all based on that too. So, yet again, a hint that the whole thing of Wano might be a big illusion with Momonosuke and everything, all be an allusion to that myth to some extent. Well, anyway, she was happy that she conquered the Hee of the mountains, and Luffy realizes, oh, she has a devil fruit. Well, that one's pretty useful. Hey, do you know if we're in Wano or not? And she's like, yes, we're in the Curry region. And then she realizes, or she reveals to Luffy about like what happened to her. She was attacked while she was shopping, and she provoked the name of the Kozuki clan, or Kozuki clan. Why did I say whatever I just said? Kozuki clan, which then got her captured because that's against the law. And so then Luffy now knows, and then the dog lion, the Kuma Inu, named, what was its name? Chione? Or, I don't know. I've heard like 2 different versions of that name. Anyway, the Kuma Inu was her protector, so it attacked, and that explains why they were fighting last chapter. So now that Luffy understands the situation a little bit more, you know, he's like, okay. And then she's like, well, I have to do something to make up for you saving me, big bro. It's like, what can I do for you? Well, I do have a lot to ask, you know. But his stomach growls, and time to eat. this leads into a funny thing later on when you find out that, like, this is at least, well, maybe not the funny thing, but that this is at least the second time that Luffy's stomach has come into conflict with the plot. You know, Big Mom's candy back on Fishman Island, and now this, and it both gets him in trouble. So, anyway, they stow the Sunny away in like a little cove, which, to be honest, looks like it would probably crash against the rocks quite a bit, given some of these waves. But also there was no food on board, but she's like, I've got rice. They're traveling through the woods. Luffy's asking about, like, is there a village up here? And she's like, no, it's just me and my master. And she mentions there are pirates I like and don't like. That plays a role later. And then she mentions how she's going to become a bewitching ninja girl, or a konichi, or I never can pronounce it right. Bah. Konichi. Right? I don't know. Japanese is not my first language. Sorry, folks. Plus, it's been years since I watched Naruto. Anyway, they arrive at her home, which is like a little shrine built into, I believe it's like the same kind of tree we saw 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it would have been 2 weeks. In 908, when we saw the other Straw Hats. Luffy didn't really think it was that great of a place, calling it stinky, dirty, and it was small, and she's cooking the rice, and she serves him up a big little bowl of it. Big little bowl. Yeah, well, it was a little bowl, but I mean, good lord, it was stacked that tall. And we see what I believe is a tanuki. And it has like a pot or something on its back, and I don't know if the pot ate a tanuki devil fruit, because there's actually a tanuki devil fruit already in one of the games, eaten by Pato. It was a pin that ate it. One Piece, am I right? Weird. But we all love it. Anyway, he eats it all, wants seconds. He asked if she wanted, any, and she's like, no, a ninja has to be light and slender. This sadly hints at something. But, like, they didn't have anything else prepared or anything else available, so Luffy's just like, oh, well, I was joking. I didn't want a second helping. And he's even licking the bowl. She's like, you suck at lying. She goes off to wash her hands. We find out what she actually was doing. While he's relaxing, thinking, oh, she's a good kid. A Tengu busts in, and it's like, what the hell are you doing in here? And it's like, you ate the rice. And it's like, what? Huh? Yeah, I was given to it. Or it was given to me. And he's like, how dare you eat the rice? Why would she ever make food for you? And we see her drinking water out of a river and everything. She said she was going to go wash her hands, but not the case. The Tanuki reveals that most of the time they barely have any money to actually buy real food, so they eat millet most of the time, hence why she might be able to make millet dangos from her cheek. Only 2 times a year is she allowed or able to even eat rice. On her birthday, which happens to be her 8th today, or on New Year's. And Luffy ate it all. So he's not happy about what Luffy's done. And she comes rushing in and is like, no, master, I did it. I'm sorry I did it without your permission, but he saved my life. She's, down on her knees, like, hoping that he'll forgive her and everything. But then she starts coughing. And it's revealed that the rivers are polluted by the factories that Kaido has set up in his little niche, whatever, in his little neck of the woods in Wano. And because they're polluted, it's like, obviously she ain't doing so hot right now. And apparently it's close to poison. Well, I guess it would be. It's polluted. But being a child, I guess, it's harder on you. But she continues to want to stay in this one spot because she's waiting on a pirate to return by the name of Ace. And obviously, Luffy's surprised by this. And, which maybe that'll lead into a Wano flashback for Ace, like when he came to Wano, which she's 8 years old. Ace has been dead for 2 years, which I don't know when he. I looked, I never could find anything for, like when he actually went to Wano. So if anyone knows anything that I don't, please let me know. But the next we go back to like the beach. Excuse me. On the Curry Beach, and some people are talking via, like Dindin Mushi, I imagine. We find out that the one who was head of that 2-man assault group is actually Basil Hawkins. They had lost contact with those two, so they called their boss, and he's like, don't inform Kaido just yet. I'll handle this. So, I don't know if he knows that it's Luffy or not. I mean, they wouldn't know, they haven't, like, sent any transmissions, so they haven't given any fighting style details. But it's still interesting to know that he's the one they're dealing with first, because we don't really see much of him at all before the time skip, so it'll be fun to know. Also, some interesting little tidbits while I was thinking about when I was looking this up is, okay, Oda might be making a Naruto reference when it comes to Tama, because, okay, she makes Dango, and she wants to be a female ninja. In Naruto, there is literally a character who's obsessed with Dango and is a ninja. It's Anko! So, I thought that was kind of funny. And then the fact that there's yokai everywhere, I don't know, are they devil fruit users or what? Byproducts of some kind of devil fruit research, maybe? I don't know. Tengus are weird to begin with, but the fact it might just be a regular person dressed up like one, but the wings, maybe it's a winged devil fruit. I don't know. But they're based on the Garuda, an Hindu deity, which this is more based on around their more common appearance, but they used to look like way back in the day as a more of a kite bird. And then they became more humanoid over time. And we've actually seen a Tengu in One Piece already. I actually thought it was the same one when I was thinking about it in my live reaction. Usopp and Chopper meet one along with Pinocchio, of all people. Usopp's inspirations. They meet one in a Wano-esque looking area. So I thought maybe it was the same guy. But no, I looked back and it wasn't. But oh well, still a cool reference to know that there has already been a Tengu, and now we're seeing one, as far as we know, as a real one. Still don't get why there's, well, I get why there might be, but you would think there'd be more of an explanation. I mean, One Piece is a weird place, with all the fantastical elements, but, just having weird creatures for weird creatures' sake, I don't know. But anyway, overall, I still give the chapter a 4. It was a fun read and everything. Just a few questions I would like answered, obviously, but whatever. We'll probably cross those bridges at some point. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Keishan Prime, and I'll see you next time. Keishlings, roll out.